All right, back we go. It is Super Bowl Sunday. What is it, February 13th? Checking out the market, trying to come back to some videos. I was out a while. Bad sinus infection. Couldn't speak because in my lungs. I was coughing a lot. So hopefully, I pretty much feel back full strength here. And looking at the market, I did a video yesterday in CEI. I laid out a plan. Will it pop again? Will it reverse split? Will it get pumped up again by, oil on the market? Let me just look at that again real fast. Penny stocks pump up. I don't care what the news is. News helps, of course. And, there's different reasons they go up. When this went up, traders jumped in it. Let me move this down here. And people don't realize, if you watch my videos, a lot of people, if you understand stocks, some people are new to stocks. A lot of people have no idea, what they mean. People will jump in here. Yeah, it's a great investment. No, small caps very rarely turn into, a big $1 billion company. Probably 95% fail. I don't know the stats, but the point is you trade them, you can swing trade them. You got to be careful. You have to know what you're doing. So on this, look at the RSI. It was a mountaintop. Really exploded. Once this got over 50 cents, 25, 50, 75, a dollar is your main points in Pennyland. Once you're at 25, that's a very big low. It can either, fade and go into delist land, or, they start moving 25, 50 and they get that dollar roll. And look at this here, shooting star candle. When this really moved up, and then you have the front side, and there's the back side, and then it fades. And that's what it's done in the past. The stock has done this on the video I did like 3-4 times. Now it's fading. Look at this back and forth. You have a big 50 cent. What will happen there? That line will look out lower. It will be pump up again. It's pumped up. I think I said like about 4 times. We'll see what happens here. The past usually, dictates the future. Will this do it again? Yes. But in this market, anything's crazy. Anything's possible. You don't know. Nothing's 100% guaranteed. So there it is. Once you have here, you can see the 13 is the pink over white. You were way above that and it came down. But it was a great long. It was a great swing trade. You had momentum, penny stock traders in it. Everyone's in it. It's just pure momentum. All right, so that's CEI again. So we'll look for this. Just keep it on radar. See if you get any kind of move, and then there you go. And you'll start to move up. SPY. All right, let's take a look at the SPY. Let me go back to here. This is a stockcharts.com. Just a regular version. It's not a paid version or anything. I like it. Points out like the tags on here, the prices. So the SPY, we ran up. All dips were being bought. 424 October, 471, another dip, 50 EMA, and there's your 150 or 100 moving average. It peaked at 479 here. And the lows are being bought, but you're struggling. It kept going back and forth. See this? The low was moving up very slightly, and the high was very slightly moving up too. Not big moves. And then there's the drop. We came down, tried to bounce. And then we came back down further where we're at now, January, February. There's a big tail, 420. That's the low recently now. You have a lot of news. Inflation is the worst, they said, since the 1980s. You have Russia possibly could invade Ukraine. All them troops build up. I wouldn't see why they wouldn't invade at this point. What is that a big scare tactic? It doesn't make sense. We'll see what happens. They do invade. Oil probably goes to over 100. Immediate spike, and we'll see what goes on through there. Is it going to be a long war? They're just going to try to take over. What's that, Kevia to the north? And we'll see what happens. It's pretty crazy right now. And the whole market's sort of been in a downtrend now. You're in a bear market. You're not going up on dips. You're going down. All right, 153 million in volume. Now, here's the low right here. That was a good time to buy for the short-term buy. See, I like money flow. RSI, they're pretty similar, but money flow gets that low. Even on RSI, it won't touch that low. That's a big signal. That's very oversold. It was. It bounced up to 458. There's 457. Now we're in this channel here. We couldn't get over the 150-day moving average, and it really fell off with that Russian news. You're right at 200 days, 441. Can we get a fade back and test them lows? I believe we are. You can see here, this is CCI, this is stochastics, and MACD and RSI. And the high now, you have 479, see the low, 473, 458, you're getting lower. And on the other side, the lows keep getting lower too. We just have to see if we're going to test this and move on lower. I believe we will. Weekly chart. Let's go out a little further here. Let's go out 5 years. All right, here's the 5-year chart. Now you can see, this is the interesting part. 2018, we've been in an uptrend for so long. So, 2018, 19, 20, and 21 was a huge year. So here's a little dip. Remember in 18, and then you had, I believe, was it 19? My mind's losing it here. Was it 19? You had the little Fed blip, and everyone was scared he's going to raise rates, and they really took it hard. It might have been 19, or it was 18. One of them. But anyone, you can comment on that when I do this video. But look at it, small move, a little move here, a little bigger, COVID. So we've had some 18, 19, 20, and the move is getting bigger on the drops. And look where we're at right now. I mean, you could fall easily to 400, 380, and you're still going to be at 380, which is a tremendous move from that 212 low. You can already see it here. This looks like a head. This looks like a shoulder. Another shoulder going to be formed. Looks possibly. RSI is slanting down. Every bounce is going down. You can see money flow. Surrounding top on MACD is also pointing down. And your CCI go down. Now, this is the 50-day. It held that 420 bounce right off it. See that? Look at the wick in the bottom of that candle here. The meat of the candle. And then we hit 434. And you bounced off. You have 2 candles here trying to go up, but you can see that fade right now. It's going lower. Now you have a high, 479, a low. We're going to form on the high here, a lower high and a lower low. We'll see. I did a video, I think it was like 8 months ago. Check my YouTube. I said we're going to probably crash within the next 6 months. Now, and this isn't necessarily a crash. It's bear market correction at this point. 380 to 400 was my target. And we'll see what happens on that if I'm right. Monthly is pretty interesting too. You see the little blips here, the 2 candles, 18, 19, you had a back and forth, 3 big candles, and that wick down. That was on COVID. And, the run up's been above. This is the 5-day, 9-day, 13, 20. And you're starting to fade. You didn't have any of that here, except here. So in the monthly, you're caught between 448 and 440. Next would be 426 to 405. And you have CCI. See the mountaintops getting lower. Each one was lower. Look at this right here. Here, MACD is fading. And look at the MACD, the green. It's bullish, red's bearish, the crossover. Look at that. You're almost touching now. And RSI is coming off, and so is, what's this here? Money flow. So, I could see a 405, 380. If you get a tail down, they really flush out. And the problem with the market is when you go up this high, you have little pullbacks. You need a nice correction. You need to wash out this fake money. See, this EV money all last year, the stock's going like 2 to 80. They're crap. NKLA, Nikola, all these would ride. Most of them are trash. It was a money-making vehicle. Could they in the future turn profit, make money? Yes. But, stock trading, and as far as these moves, it was all pumped by the market. So when moves go up, just say Ride was like this, and NKLA, when that made that move, it's all immediate hype to make money. And money managers, hedge funds, they're pumping that up. All these news articles, a lot of it's bullcrap. And, they fade down. Now some of them are like $2, $3. And that is the short-term money making in the market. You can make tremendous money if you understand what's going on. They're not investments. You can, but there's no guarantee it's going to be the next Apple, some of these stocks. To me, it's short-term trading or swing trading. All right, so this, it's a big candle here, red candle. It's monthly. We can have another one down. Start this fade down. It looks like it. And this is to a rising wedge. When you come up like this and this, you draw your lines together. I've done videos on this before. Rising wedge is neutral, bearish only. So it means it's only going to go down. Now, how far down? No one's exactly sure. We'll see in the news and how this plays out. All right, so that's the SPY. Go back here. You can see this too. This is wider range. Look at that deep move in COVID land when that happened. That was a big drop. See these smaller, okay, a little bigger, real big. And this one's turning into another big one. You can see the 200-day coming up right here. And I don't like the looks of this here. We've made it such a huge run. Let me go back to the 6 months. All right, let's go to the Nasdaq. All right, here's the Nasdaq now. This had the big run up. Same thing, October, September, October, November. Look at it, 16, 12. Looks like a head and shoulders on here. You're really fading. A lot of these tech stocks getting crushed. Facebook, 13 with the 14,000. Now you have this like double top. It was a very much a shooting star wick, came down. Now it's like, I believe we're going to test these lows again. And if you test again, eventually you're going to go lower. You can see that on here above. There is your, excuse me, 200-day. Now, what you're having here is a reverse golden cross, the death cross, I believe it's called. When you have the 200 go over the 50-day, that's not a good sign there. All right, weekly, let's move out. All right, here we go. So you can see this too. The 18, it wasn't as bad, I think, as the SPY. A little bigger, 19. There's the COVID drop, 200-day. Look at this run up from 66 to 16,000. What's that, about 10,000? Pretty much. And now you're forming a lower low, 14,931, 13,034. You just need where the next tag in the top will be when we get a bounce up here. You got to get above this 9, 13, 20. If you can see right here, the white, pink, and green, that'll be maybe 14,626. You have a fading RSI, money flow, everything's going down from that peak. Look at that top here, MACD. You're a plus 800, and you are oversold, but you should get a bounce. But I don't think it's going to last on the weekly. The monthly, and here's the monthly. Look at this move up. See, this was a high cross, and then you were spinning. It was a hammer candle. It kept going, but that's a cross. It's a low cross, not a middle cross, but still, the cross at the top of a pattern is definitely bearish. And this is fighting to get up here through that 14,537, the 5-day and the 9-day. You already have stochastics red over green, which is bearish. You have a crossover MACD. And the first time's been negative since really 20, a little bit here with COVID, but that's a pretty big move right now. And RSI is going down. If this fades too, you have 13,380. The 20 EMA exponential moving average. Then you have the 50 down here at 10,187. Is it going to go that low? That would definitely be a crash almost. That's 6,000 points. I could see it there drop to 13 to 12, maybe right here. If it does that, that'll be a nice healthy pullback, and then wash out a lot of these longs, these fake pumpers in the market. Everything's pumped up, clean it out, and you get back in. Then you start moving again. We'll see on that too. A lot will be determined this month. Now, the rest of this month, as we go into March, we'll see how this plays out. All right, so that's Nasdaq. Here's Dow Jones. Let's go over the daily chart here. All right, the daily in the Dow Jones. Now, this has a lot of points here. Look at this 33,000, 34, 33, 33. It's, 34.7. This has been a back and forth to the high at 37, pretty much a bouncing channel. So you've bounced so many times from pretty much this low, a little bit higher. And you can see here 36, 35K, did bounce up. And the lows are getting lower. It did bounce here, but the highs are not getting higher. And it did bounce up here, but you're caught in between now. That's a big move on Friday. You could get a bounce tomorrow. You could come up because Russia didn't invade right now, and they bounce it up, and then you get news again. It comes back down. So this is a very choppy market. You can't swing in this market. There's no way. It's not going to work right now. You need to see depends on the sector and everything, but the whole market, unless you get here, you play bounces, playing different bounces, and this is way too choppy here. I believe this is going to test down here too again. That is on the daily chart. The weekly, let's go out here. All right, so the weekly, you can see, the 18, the 19 drop. There's COVID, 18,213. We went up pretty much 19,000 from the COVID drop. Incredible. And you can see this looks like a mountaintop form. Your head, shoulder, and then it's going to go down. I'd like to see this go down to 29. Right back in that COVID high, February, March. Maybe 31,000, maybe 30. That'd be a great drop. Maybe even put a tail in and touch this 28,563, 200. That'd be great. That'd be a great drop to get in long on all your stocks, everything. I want to see like a little move here. So we have 34, 33K. The lows are getting lower. And we'll see if this makes a tag up here. Maybe, where are we at now? 34, maybe 35. Then we come down lower again. RSI is getting lower. Look at it. See this? High. Each high is getting lower. Relative strength. Money flow is going down. There is the MACD. Look at this high here. Rounding top. And really like this stochastics. Look at this. I noticed this. It's like a snake move down. Here's your, one of your lows. As this was going up, this is already starting to fade. Look at this. See, fading lower, lower. This is getting lower. And on these like weird snake bounce, see this? It's moving up. But what do you notice here? The high is getting lower each time. Here, now this could bounce up again to what's that? 80, I don't know, 50, 60, and then it goes down again. Same with the CCI here. So the snake move down tells me we're going lower too. That's on the weekly. Let's look at the monthly. There's the monthly, a few candles here, and that is 2018, 2019. See how they all made this move like 2018? That's a little drop. Okay, a little bigger, 2019. Okay, it's really big. And then what are we going to do here? We didn't have one in 2022 yet. 2021, that was early. See what I mean? This is 18, 19. Every year since 18 has been something. That was the COVID, early 2020. And then 2021 didn't really do it. We're going up a few little blips, no major move like this. Now you can start to see this rounding, another one, this rounding top, and you're struggling to get new highs. It looks like you're going to cross over a MACD. Everything's coming down a little bit. Your RSI and money flow. You're caught right now between the 5 and 13 day. That's 35,036, 34,738, which is the 9, it looks like. And then your 13 EMA, and there's your 20, and there is your 50 day. something really bad happens, they'll go right through this and probably put one of these tails and see these tails. It went through the 20, touched, went through the 50-day, touch all the way to the 100. I don't think we're going down to the 100-day moving average. I could see a 50-day, if we get a really big drop. So basically, this week and the rest of this month will be interesting how this plays out. We're going to go back and forth and chop and then go down and fade. We're going to go back up. I really don't see how we're just going to keep going up. You just can't keep going up because that means the drop's going to be bigger. You have, all this money from EV, all these tech stocks. It's like a lot of it was pumped up. It was way overvaluated. Like these companies, they're going to be billion-dollar companies. That's the immediate hype. That's why stocks move up. And then reality sets in. They're not going to make money for years. And then you have inflation. It's the worst it's been since 1980. Chip shortage. It's not getting better. COVID. There's another strain. I think it's called Deltacron or Delta Omicron in Europe. They're going to keep playing this out till we're all 100 years old, and it's just never going to end. Basically, from a cold, it's insane at this point. And then you have the Russia war looming, and you're going to go into Ukraine. Now, when are they going to do this? Are they going to go into Ukraine, or is this a big fake out? Yeah, they're building up troops. They have satellite images. They took all their RVs, tanks, everything. They're all around Ukraine at this point. Is he going to not go in? And this is a whole head fake. At this point, though, I seriously doubt it. Why would you do that? Why would you move all your artillery and stuff to every point in Ukraine? You could just do it on one side or something just to build up and say, oh, the threat. That'll be a lot to move, a lot of money to pay and move all that artillery, aircraft, and all that. We'll see what happens. If that happens, the market will go down because you have other parts in Europe. They could help out. Ukraine, we'll see what happens. Biden talked to Putin on Saturday. Nothing was resolved or anything. I don't think it helped. So we'll look for, if we do fade, I'm looking for that 29K. Maybe we touch 28,831 possible, real big fade, and we drop. Then after that, it'll be a great buy. It'll be extremely oversold the market. We'll see what happens in that. So there's a SPY, Nasdaq, and INDU, which is the Dow. Let me look at one more thing at IWM. Small caps. This has really been hammered too. You can see small caps, a little move here in 18. There's the 19, big drop on COVID. And this ran up hard. This is another one, formed this big move up. See, it was a breakout, basically over 166 from 2018-19. There's a third touch, 1, 2, when we break out. Breakout was November, it looks like 2020. Nice move up here. Then it struggled to get new highs, and that's a shooting star top. This wasn't, and that was. And then you had this big fade down now. And it's a rounding top. You see here, it's like an umbrella. And then you go back down. And I could see this easily touching 168, going back to that 50-day. You have a crossover MACD, bearish. And let me see here. This is the monthly, going out of order here, but look at the monthly. That is clearly red over green. And you have a MACD just starting to cross over. That tells me it's very bearish. And you haven't been this low really since COVID and the 2019 move. That tells me there's more pain ahead here. So small caps are not looking strong here at all. Looking very bearish. The weekly. The weekly had that big top at 15. See that? Came down. And you're oversold here. Now on this, you're caught up. This could bounce up to maybe 220 again. Look at this channel. It's back and forth for pretty much the whole year. And you had a top. And then you touched the 189 100 day. But this has a lot of resistance above here. And on the daily, you're getting closer here. All right, the daily, there's a 243 top, and your lows keep getting lower. Look at this, 218, 212, 208, 191, 188. the highs, 243, 225, 227, 209. There's another shooting star move. And it looks like this will roll over again. You are oversold. Could they bounce it to 211, maybe even 219? But I just think we're going lower because look at that monthly. That monthly is clearly bearish. It's not going to just turn. When you have something like this going straight down, it takes time to turn. That's on the monthly. It's not going to just turn straight away and cross over. So that's a lot. It's going to have to come back from. So I think we'll easily break 188 on this as the bear market continues. And bear market, when the highs keep getting lower and the lows keep getting lower, it's definitely a bear market. Now, it's not continuously going low, like we're not each day, so it's bouncing up pretty good. But then overall, from the high, we're getting lower. So this week, are we going to come back here, fade and go down, break that? If we break that, we're going much lower. Then that would it'd actually be good for the market because then you're going to get really oversold. There's a better chance that all this clears out, or this will try to break up here. But I don't think it'll be short-lived if it did. It'll be a short rally to the overall market at this point. All right, so that's it. SPY, Nasdaq. What else we got here? IWM and the Dow Jones. I believe we're going lower. And, the charts tell you that. That's why learn technical analysis, what all this means, and it comes together. So that's it. Please subscribe to Mike Image Alerts on YouTube. Smash the like button and check out the links below. We're out for now. Peace.